It's now time to turn a new page on India's diversity. Here in this new year 2019, welcome. Last week we spoke to you about the era of Muslim rulers. Well, guess what? Today we shall address the era of British Christian rulers. Now, that's a very interesting topic. Let's turn to our Executive Director of AIM, Mr. Kaleem K Jan, for his expert outlook. Welcome, sir, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome anytime, sir. So I've got a question about food, music, and dress. So let me ask you, sir, what do you think of the Muslim integration in Indian social life? To be more specific, like I said, food, music, dress, etc.
Yes, that's very interesting. When the Muslims came into in India, like in the 12th century or 13th century, now as they moved forward, they brought food which was of Turkish origin or Irani origin or Afghan origin or Central Asia like Azerbaijan, Tashkent, etc. And then they saw the hot Indian food. Indian food was a lot more spicy, and they liked the spiciness, because their own food was rather bland. So they picked up the spices and mixed the two, and they created some great dishes. What came to be known, or what a lot of us know as Mughlai dishes, which are very rich in spices, in flavor, etc. And they also picked up Indian food like puri, paratha. These were not you don't find puri and paratha in Iran or Afghanistan. They are quintessentially Indian.
Right.
And they created biryani. They took the Indian rice and they put meat in it, and they made biryani with their own flavors. And now biryani is a very well-known dish in India. Mm-hmm. So food as we know today is the influence of Muslims on the food has been tremendous. The other area is dress. If you look at lehenga and sari, they are quintessentially Indian, but the Muslims adopted that, and Muslims, using their own dress, married the lehenga with their own dress and came out with what is called gharara. Now, gharara is not worn in Iran or Arabian countries or Afghanistan or Central Asia. It was born in India, because gharara reminds you of lehenga. So this is how they were constantly searching as to how we can integrate our dress. When you talk about music, that's a tremendous field where Muslims have created new schools of music, like Dhurupad and Khayal. They were created by Muslim maestros, because they all go back to like Tansen's time. Tansen was a great musician and composer in the time of Akbar. So you have now there is not only that, these Muslim musicians like Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, Alauddin Khan, Bismillah Khan, we know about them. They sang songs in Hindu temples and Hindu fundraisers and Hindu festivals like Dasara and Diwali. Like, there's the famous bhajan sung by Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, which says, Man tarpat hai Hari darshan ko. Can you imagine a devout Muslim singing that, Man tarpat hai Hari darshan ko? So that was the extent of integration.
Now, it's so interesting you mentioned that, because when I interviewed Ghulam Sahab, the Bade Ghulam Ali, and I said, can you sing me 2 lines? And this is what he sang.
Yes.
So interesting. Let me ask you another question. What was the impact of the British rulers on the Indian Muslim society?
Yeah, one impact was that the British took over from British rule started in India in 1757 when they defeated the king of Bengal. His name was Siraj-ud-Dawla in the battle in Plassey. And after that, before that, the British actually first came in Jahangir's time, and they started to establish their presence. But Jahangir asked them, who is your king or queen? And they said, we have a queen, not a king. Her name is Queen Elizabeth I. And they said, oh, really? All you men are ruled by a woman? And then he said, how much does she own? She doesn't own very much, just a few fishing vessels. Oh, really? Look at us. We own from Afghanistan to Bengal. Why we need you? And Sir Thomas Howe did not have an answer. So Sir Thomas Howe created a trading company called East India Company. And he said, "Sir, give me permission to trade in India." And that's how the British came in. And then slowly they started to spread. And they won, as I said, in 1757. And they became the rulers of India gradually, And Muslims were turned inwards. When that happened, Muslims became very insecure because the rule was gone, and for a long time they did not learn English. So it was not a very healthy period for the Muslims per se. Although they tried to form common bonds with Hindus to start a freedom movement, a liberation from colonialism.
Now that's extremely, extremely interesting. If they were to live in today's day and time, they would learn that a woman makes a man or breaks a man. So it's our hands that make, men all up to par. But anyway, thanks a million. I truly appreciate your expert advice and stories on this, and of course keeping us tuned. To our viewers, please tune to us next month again right here on Fox 5 Plus for our next edition and episode of India's Diversity. Thanks a million for coming, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.